Hey everybody, so today we're going to watch some film on the newest Jaguar safety, Antonio Johnson Jr. He's from Texas A&M. He's only 21 years old. He somehow dropped to round 5 at selection 162. Nobody really knows why Antonio Johnson dropped so far in the draft. He's 6'2", 198 pounds. Expect him to put on a little bit more weight at the next level. Most sites had him going late round 2, round 3. He was around the 10th safety on the board with a 97 athleticism score. He runs 4.52, which is really fast for his position. He's 0.4 of a second faster than the Jaguars' newest running back, Tank Bigsby. So his upside is really high. He's extremely athletic. He's long. As a sophomore for the Aggies, he started all 12 games. He was second on the team in tackles with 79. His junior year, he was named all SEC after leading the team with 3 forced fumbles in only 9 starts. So he did miss 3 games. He's a really versatile safety who he often played in the box. He lined over the slot receiver, as you can see here in this clip here. He doesn't shy away from contact. He welcomes it, especially when in the flats. He can chase guys down. He has 55 total tackles, 28 stops, and 140 yards allowed when in coverage this season. So what I like about him is that basically his athleticism, and that's something that the Jaguars need, especially at the DB position. He in high school he played wide receiver. I just really like how he's able to get off blocks. He's pointing to his teammates which side to go to. He just seems like he has high IQ. And yeah, we're gonna dive into him today. I have about 30 clips, so you guys are in for a ride. It might take a little time. So 30 clips. Most of them are all 22. There might be some broadcast clips in here. But yeah, let's dive into it. So Antonio Johnson lined over the slot. So he sees this other wide receiver motioning to the other side of the field. So he's either going to take on this guy one-on-one, but generally he watches the flat. So as he sees the receiver go to block him, his eyes are still in the backfield. He keeps that separation. He's able to rip from that block, and it's basically a foot race to the ball carrier. So next clip, he's in the flat. He tells he's really communicative on the field. So even pre-snap, post-snap, he's telling his teammates where to go at all times. So he's basically calling a switch here, but he's not watching the backfield. So he does once he does turn on the backfield, he finds the ball really quickly. He's able to force that fumble, but they're just not able to grab onto it. So let's watch that sideline angle. All right, next clip. So Texas A&M is down. So here he is here. The motioner goes across the field. So he's basically free to... generally, he'll probably have the running back. Usually linebackers will have the running back. But since there's only one receiver here on the other side, and there's still a corner on that side, he's kind of free to chase the ball. So he does initiate contact, and that's so he can gain separation. He pushes him back a little bit so he can come off that tackle and or come off that block to make that tackle, or help make that tackle, I should say. Number 45 makes that tackle first, but he's right there for that gang tackle. Let's watch it from the end zone angle. Watching the backfield. Okay, here he is again, lined up once again over top the slot receiver. So he sees that it's a run, and he gets to the outside, and that's the main thing here for any DB, that when there's no other player, no other defender on the outside, this wide receiver has a great block on him here. So if Antonio Johnson didn't get the flat, look at that lane. That would have been a touchdown if he was able to, get out of there. But, it's always, you're always taught to kind of keep one hand free to the outside, because that ball carrier could be trying to get to that sideline. And as you guys see, there was an open lane if Antonio Johnson, if he was able to get free and Antonio Johnson wasn't there. He didn't do his job, then, yeah. So, next clip. 1st and 10 on the 25. Here he is over top the slot again. So he's watching what's going on in the backfield. He sees that it's a handoff, and before the wide receiver can even get his hands on him, he's going up to the line of scrimmage to try to get the ball carrier. I like that he welcomes contact. He doesn't shy away. And of course, safeties aren't supposed to shy away from contact. They're supposed to be there, but it's just something that you like to see. Another 1st and 10 on the 25. Here he is, lined up across the slot. He stays in the flat. And he's able to get there and finish the tackle. So let's watch that again. All right, now 1st and 10 on the 25. Where is he? There he is, following that motion across the field, but he's obviously always looking at the ball. He sees that it was a handoff. He gets in the lane, and he grabs onto the ball carrier. So he's basically a ball watcher, a ball hawk, but not in terms of coverage. A guy that basically always tries to put his nose on the football, high IQ to be able to recognize what's actually happening. Sometimes defenders can be so fixated on their, on their job, they're maybe not looking at the backfield, and they're just going to follow their guy all the way across, and boom, that lane opens, and that guy's free. But Antonio Johnson is always keeping his head on a swivel, and he gets right in that lane to make that tackle. Next clip. This is one of the broadcast clips. College film is kind of hard to come by, so sometimes you got to put some broadcast clips up in here. So here he is against Auburn. Damn. So he's able to stay to the outside, which I had said before. If he goes to the inside, then he knows that he has his linebackers here, extra help. So he's going to make sure he can protect the edge. His linebacker was blocked. He was basically unblocked, so it's a great thing he made this tackle. And look how he stands over. Is that Tank? Might be Tank. Nice play. Once again, it's a run play. He's able to get through traffic easily, right through that there, and put his hands on the ball carrier. So he's here at the line of scrimmage. He gets right into the backfield because he's free. So basically, he's just doing his job here. Gets right into the backfield and gets that ball carrier. Next clip. All right, here's a pass defensive play. He's in coverage. The wide receiver tries to get cushion. He stays on him. He's also a pretty short wide receiver, so it's not really a mission for him to kind of stay on top of this guy. But those shorter guys tend to be quicker, and he's able to stay right on him. So he runs across the field. He's watching the ball. Boom. I can't believe he wasn't able to grab that interception. That pass was horrendous. Tough break. Next play. Here's another zone play here. Good spacing he has. Underneath zone, which is typically what he's normally, where he's normally, where his coverage is. But the reason why I included this clip is I just liked his turn and run here. I'm not sure if he wasn't able to recognize what was happening at first, because he's always watching the flat to make sure it's not a handoff. So once he recognized what's happening, these two wide receivers switched, so he had to pick up the guy closest to him. He runs basically right up a seam in the middle of the field. He turns and he's able to kind of catch up, and it's just good spacing between him and the safety behind him. So nothing really happened here, but it's just good spacing. He was able to, catch back up after that, false step after looking in the backfield. So this is a good play action or option, but the quarterback kept the ball, so it was a good read by him. He just had that false step at first. So here he is again in pass coverage. He's basically getting the guy closest to him. He stays step for step, even on the turn and the comeback. He knows that his guy wasn't getting it, so let's rewind that. Let's go back. Here he is, step for step. There's a little bit of that hand fighting, so he turns at the same exact time that the wide receiver turns, and he comes right back to the ball. So just good rep by him. All right, so this, I have the notes that it's not a good rep, so we're going to see what happens. Here he is at the nickel slot again. Oh, he got beat. Or that other safety above him was supposed to step up. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I'm not great on recognizing defensive coverages. I'm more of a, breaking down offensive schemes and concepts. So sometimes it's hard to tell, but it looked like he committed to this wide receiver going up the field. See, he already opened his hips, and that's one thing that you strive for as a wide receiver. You want to open that DB's hips and then cut right off of that. So he gets wide open here. It's just a bad pass. And he also gets a little scared, gets a little alligator arms when he sees number 26 coming right for him. See, he's like so afraid to kind of lay out for it, but that was a pretty good route by the wide receiver. He knew exactly what to do, when to make that cut, and he kind of caught Antonio Johnson off balance. Whoop, yeah. All right, let's see if the end zone angle is any better for us here. No, didn't get any value out of that. So we're about halfway through these clips. So there's another pass play. Is it a pass play? I can't really tell. But here he is here. He's reading the backfield. Pass out in the flat. Do you guys see how he dipped under this block by number 3? Watch how he dips under this block. Boop. Kind of just lowers his shoulder a little bit, and he's able to finish the tackle. That's the athleticism that I'm talking about there. And his IQ matched with that athleticism is just, he's so quick. Like, it looks, if we stop it right here like I have it, that looks like a pretty good block. I mean, his legs are a little wide. He kind of wants to be a little bit more square. But just that little boop boop, kind of go back, lower his shoulder, and get right under that block. So here is another play. I got, I think, these clips off of YouTube, just the highlight reel. So here he is. Wow, he recognized that play so quick. So he's reading the backfield here. He sees that it's a pass option, and he sees the tight end. getting the ball, so he's already making his way into the flat. So that receiver just doesn't have time to get him. Great tackle. Great tackle. Here he is on a blitz, getting to the backfield, avoiding the block by the running back and chasing down that quarterback. Here he is here. He gets off the line pretty quick. I just think the Jaguars, they got a really good player in this guy. He's tall, he's athletic, his instincts are just on point. He's just a good player. Look at that tackle. Love to see it. You love to see it. Perfect. Perfect form. Oh. Here he is reading the flat. He gets right in between the blocks. He kind of misses at first, which, you know, he just kind of uses his arm to wrap around the guy. He needs to kind of get low there. That would definitely be a bad rep, but he was able to get through these blocks, and you know your team should be able to. All you got to do is kind of make them change direction, and your team should be able to grab, you know, to finish up that play. But he just needs to get lower there, and you know, that's definitely going to be a tackle for loss. Okay, where is he here? Okay, nickel. Cross from the slot. He's watching the backfield because that's his job almost every time. Even though it took a long time for the play to develop, he didn't give up on that. He still knew that this guy was going to get the ball. So you had two blockers here. Two blockers at the top of the screen. And he was able to get through in between the two. And able to get around to the outside to make him go inside, like I was explaining earlier. Just make him go to the inside. All right, next play. He's now at the top of the defense. Last man of defense. So this is him in pass coverage. He breaks to the ball really quickly and makes a pretty good tackle. A little high, but really good way to obviously, you know, stop him short. What a critical play he made here. All right, here he is again. In coverage, he's watching the backfield. He tells his team, yo, watch the flat. He's seeing these two wide receivers switch. The guy gets the ball underneath. Wow, what a stop. Imagine him playing on the Jaguars in that red zone defense. Damn, what a stop he made here. So watch the flat. Just communication in general is just really good. So he sheds that block. He bounces off of it. He's able to get low, and he makes the stop on the wide receiver. Amazing. This is one of the best plays that I've seen by him, for sure. Here he is on the edge of the line. He gets into the backfield. He's not able to get the quarterback before he makes a throw, but obviously he forces an incompletion, which that's an A+. So once again, he's getting into the backfield. Athletic freak, like I'm mentioning. He gets cut, and it doesn't matter. He's able to stay on all fours. Look at him, man. I mean, I know that the quarterback lost his balance, but come on. Look at this. Off the line, gets cut, able to stay on his feet. I just love it. All right, over the slot. He's watching. Oh! So that was an in route, I believe. So the wide receiver, I hate these broadcast clips. I wish this was in all 22. But right here, he knows where the first down is. That's where the wide receiver is going to make that cut. He's going to try to get separation and use his arms to kind of push off. You can't really see what happens. You can kind of see that that wide receiver is initiating contact, but Antonio Johnson has him wrapped around his little finger. And obviously he's going to ask for a call, but it's behind the ref's head, so he can't even see. Yeah, I just like that play from Antonio too. Here he is in the slot. This is a wheel route, so let's watch that again. He makes that turn. So first his hips are open towards the middle of the field. Then he notices the wide receiver is going to the outside. Then he makes that turn seamlessly. Like those hips just makes it seamless. Like boom, boom. And he's already around, and he already has the first step on the wide receiver. And what makes what makes this job so hard for DBs is the wide receivers are running forward and they know where they're going, and the DBs are running backwards and they have no idea where they're going. So the fact that he's able to get a step on this wide receiver is just, he's athleticism, man. Gotta love it. Here he is again over the slot. He's dropping in zone coverage, and he's always watching the backfield. And he's able to get there, get his hands on the running back first. So he makes this first guy miss. Boom, boom. Here he is. He stays square. He doesn't bite the fake. Stays square. Oh, you're going to go that way and then cut inside? I'm still here, buddy. Basically, one of the same exact plays. Like his patience as a DB is just unmatched. Here he is here. Okay, he's watching the backfield just like always. Okay, he sees that the quarterback has the ball. Are you going to throw it? Look at that lane up the middle. He knows that that quarterback has a lane. He cuts right back. Then the quarterback cuts it back outside, so then he cuts back outside, and he's able to get there. Though, let's watch that full speed again. Love it. At the edge of the line, dang, what a hard tackle. So, like I mentioned before, he's keeping his outside arm free. He's unblocked, though. They got to block him. This isn't even like an amazing play. He's just unblocked. Good tackle, though. He drives him right into the ground, right into his chest. Excellent form tackle. Boom. That's what you want to see. So here he just tried. Did he force that fumble? No, he doesn't. But he just puts his shoulder pad down. It's not really a form tackle like, we're seeing. So here he is here, across from the slot. He knows he's going to block. He gets basically a race to the sideline. He puts his shoulder down. Then he loses the ball. Just interesting play. Another run play. Him and another safety are back. He makes a hard hit for his fumble. Boom. Blows him up. So he loves lowering that shoulder. And that's what, dude, you love to see that as a Jaguars fan. Because when is the last time, outside of a couple hits last year, and that one hit on Juju, but it's been a while since the Jaguar fans really had a defense that was hard hitting. So just this addition is just, a breath of fresh air. Here he is here, trying to figure out which way this quarterback is going to go. It's just a good read, good attack. We have 5 clips to go. So we're almost done. Okay, here he is. Here it's inside nickel again. And yeah, that play is going nowhere because of him. I mean, 24 was there too, but good read. So it looks like he's a QB spy here. Like once his like his guy runs to the flat, he knows that his other defender picked him up, so he basically is, a QB spy, and it's good to have these guys, and you know that he's able to do that when you have some of the runners like like Mahomes. So he's able to do that at the college level, and you expect him to be able to do that at the next level too. Oh damn. Okay, so he's coming in the flat again, coming from the flat. And once again, he's staying to the outside, lowers his shoulder. Oh, we already saw this play. Okay, so two more clips. Pretty basic tackle for loss, line of scrimmage, gets the running back, and this is the last play we have here. And I believe we already watched this clip too. Yep, we saw this too. So, Antonio Johnson, in 55 total tackles, 28 stops, allowed 140 yards when in coverage this season. He has 7 total hurries, 1 sack, 2 QB hits when blitzing. In 2021, his QB rating when he was targeted was only 71 with 1 interception. And then in 2022, that did jump up a little bit to 91, but he only has half as many coverage snaps. He basically just started chasing the ball more, and he was less in coverage in the open field. Why did they do that? Because he's an aggressive safety who's willing and capable to be a big hitter in run support, and that's something that the Jaguars really need. A lot of the big plays that they let up last year were run plays. So he has really good closing speeds to break to the ball in the flat when these teams, especially the West Coast offense teams that are trying to stretch the field, trying to stretch these defenses really thin, he's able to get there. So I think the Jaguars should be really excited about this pick. I definitely am excited about this pick. Antonio Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, the newest Jacksonville Jaguar.